I'm Shepard Smith on CNBC. It's the bottom of the hour. Time for the top of the news. Just 1 week left until the Senate impeachment trial, and both sides are laying out the arguments they plan to make. In a legal brief filed today, the House impeachment managers or prosecutors write, the former president is singularly responsible for the mob of his supporters who stormed the Capitol. They say he created the powder keg and struck the match. The former president's defense team is arguing he did not incite the deadly riot, that his rhetoric was protected by the First Amendment, and that the impeachment trial is unconstitutional because he's not in office anymore. CNBC's Eamon Javers on the top story at the bottom of the hour. Eamon?
Yeah, Shep, these filings today set up a constitutional showdown now based on the timing of this impeachment. The question is going to be this. Because the president was impeached by the House of Representatives and then stepped down at the end of his term and now is facing a Senate trial, does the Senate have jurisdiction to try a former president of the United States? That's the big constitutional question. The impeachment managers, who are Democrats, argue yes, the Senate does have that jurisdiction. What they're saying is there's no free pass here in the Constitution for a president to commit crimes at the end of his tenure. They say the Senate has the power under the Constitution to try all impeachments. This is a valid one, and therefore they have to hold a trial. They say there are historical precedents all the way back to the 1720s that exist for impeaching former officials. They also say that the vote to disqualify an official occurs after the removal. Remember, an impeachment can remove an official and also disqualify him or her from holding future office. That disqualification vote happens after the removal vote. So they say this is always about former officials because they've just been removed from office. What does the Trump team argue? Well, pretty much just the opposite. They're saying Trump is no longer president and former officials can't be impeached. They say under the Constitution, the president is protected by the First Amendment. And they say the House rushed the president's impeachment here and denied him due process. You know, they're arguing here, Shep, that they shouldn't just acquit the president in the Senate trial, but they should actually dismiss this article of impeachment altogether as a legal nullity based on the Constitution. So all of this is set to start in the trial on February 9th. As of right now, it does not appear that there will be enough Republicans to vote to convict the president here and then disqualify him from future office. But we're going to have to wait and see. The conventional wisdom here is that the president is likely to get acquitted on impeachment one more time, Shep.
Eamon, what about the president's false claim that he actually won the election? The question is, are his lawyers going to argue that in the Senate?
You know, in their filing today, they did sort of hint at that issue. They say the president believes that there were legal changes that were made ahead of the election that were inappropriate, and therefore the president has the right to argue that. And they say you can't prove that what he said about all that was false. So they sort of flick at that in the filing. But Lindsey Graham said today that he has been told that the legal team is not going to argue on the Senate floor that the president actually won this election. So we'll see what happens on February 9th, Show.